In this discussion, we shall look at energy storage methods. We have already discussed that energy storage is very critical and crucial. The various methods of storage can be classified as mechanical energy storage, chemical energy storage, biological storage, magnetic storage, and thermal energy storage. In this mechanical energy storage, you have got pumped storage, that is hydro storage, water, it is related with water. Second is compressed air storage, so we will compress the air and store it. And then third is flywheels. Similarly, chemical energy storage, you have electrochemical batteries and organic molecular storage. And in thermal energy, you have got sensible heat storage as well as latent heat storage. Mechanical and hydraulic electrical energy storage usually store energy by converting electricity into the energy of compression, elevation or rotation. I'll give you example. This whenever there is peak power, suppose we have got a power plant, hydel power plant is there, and so in what happens in hydel power plant, the water flows from the dam through the pipes, and from a height it comes down to the power plant and is discharged at the bottom. But you think that you have got a hydel power plant as well as a thermal power plant or a nuclear power plant like Kaiga is there. You have Kaiga as well as Kadra Dam power plant is there close by. When the demand of electricity reduces, but you cannot reduce the output of the nuclear power plant or even thermal power plant, you have to use the energy. Now, such a huge quantity of electricity you are not able to use. So, what is done? This hydel power plant, this whatever turbine we are having in the hydel power plant, that can be operated reversely as a pump also. Okay. So, this normally what happens? The water expands in the turbine, and turbine is coupled to the generator, and generator produce electricity. But in this pumped hydro, what we will do, we will use that generator as a motor to rotate the turbine, and the water at the lower level in the reservoir will be pumped back to the dam or to the upper level reservoir. So this is known as elevation, means you are elevating the water from lower level to higher level. Similarly, energy of compression. Now, energy of compression means if you have got spare electrical energy and you need to store. So, what you have seen like your when you go to petrol bunks, you get your air topped up in your bike and car tires. So, what they do, they have got an air compressor and they have got a tank. So, in the tank, they will store the compressed air. So, when electricity is not there also, they can top up the air in the tires. This was a small tank what you are seeing in petrol bunks because their need is less. But we actually have lot of in the earth. For example, Kolar goldfields I'll give. I visited that goldfields long back, some 30 years back. So what they have done, they have gone, people have dug inside and inside only you have got a lot of openings in the earth. So that becomes a huge reservoir. So we will compress the air and put it inside that gold mine or coal mine, underground coal mine, not. So those become huge reservoirs. And when there is a need for electricity, then we will take this compressed air, again it will run and it produces electricity. Similarly, the elevation like a pumped storage in a hydel power plant. So when the energy is extra, we will pump the water from bottom level to the top level. And when we want the energy, then we will run it as a hydel power plant. The water will flow from top to the turbine, expand and produce electricity. So these are mechanical energy storage systems. Pumped storage is proven technology, but is quite limited in its application by site considerations. So as I said, this pumped storage is only possible in certain locations where you have got those plants, and this water is not available. All the rivers are not available all the places. So there are some site considerations. And this compressed air energy storage has been tried successfully in Europe as well as US. So this concept has been applied on a large scale using depleted natural gas fields for the storage reservoirs. As I was telling you about gold mines in underground, you have got natural gas fields also underground. Alternately, energy can be stored chemically as hydrogen in exhausted gas fields. Energy can also be stored in rotation of flywheels. I think you have seen two-stroke bikes where the energy is produced every alternate cycle. So you require power, and that is why you have a big flywheel in a two-stroke bike. But that is not the case with four-stroke. Four-stroke, every rotation of crankshaft there is power generation, and you have smaller flywheel. So flywheel is also one of the device to store mechanical energy. But these systems, especially mechanical systems, as you know, they have a lot of inertia, a lot of wear and tear, and their efficiency also is less, almost 50% only. But electrical energy store this is high. The efficiencies are high, like transformer efficiency, generator efficiency, they are high. But diesel engine efficiency, as you know, is only limited. Now, second, we will discuss chemical reactions. So, chemical reactions, we have just seen batteries. So, battery is one device which stores energy, but very little quantity. And now we have gone for lithium-ion batteries in all the electrical vehicles. And this people are planning to store hydrogen. A lot of research is going on in metal hydrides. I think if you remember, in your small earlier days, there small batteries were there for your cameras and rechargeable batteries. That is nickel cadmium battery and MH, metal hydride batteries. So these lead acid batteries are very heavy. So weight to storage capacity ratio also is very important, especially in vehicle applications, because in vehicle we are carrying the battery. So we should not be carrying unnecessary dead weight. Weight should be less. That is why you want lighter batteries which can store more amount of energy, and that is why instead of lead acid batteries, now for electrical vehicles and all, we are talking about sodium sulfur and lithium sulfur batteries. And thermal energy storage, there are two types of storage. One is the sensible heat storage, where the temperature increases or decreases, and there is a latent heat storage, where the temperature changes do not happen, but there is a phase change. Okay, solid to liquid or liquid to solid.